when we have a culture right now that's just coming apart and chaos, we need to depend on you all the more. But you can only put, even if you could spend all your money, you can only put a police officer on each corner. People are still going to do things. And so this is the problem that I think everybody's facing. Number one, some of these liberal progressive cities are cutting the police force and handcuffing them in a very significant way. And number two, the culture is kind of flying apart. And like you said, when you have this kind of licentiousness and decadence, we need to depend on those of you in law enforcement like never before, and you're not getting the kind of respect that you deserve.
Well, we're certainly not, and I always tell people I'm very mindful of the fact that again, in a free and open society, we do the job based on consent,
Right.
and we hope the public trusts us. But Kirby, it's a very difficult conversation to negotiate because I talk to representatives at times of the black and the brown communities. And well, let me quote Terrence Cunningham. In 2016, he was the chief of the International Police Chiefs Association.
Wow.
So he was speaking and he said, I want to make a comment. We in policing have done some very unspeakable things to the black community because of some very bad laws on the books. And people went, wow. Well, fast forward to today, those laws are, for the most part, still on the books and we're still doing them.
Hmm.
So it was a cathartic moment. We need police reform. Kirby, one of the things I don't know how do you begin to tell a guy who's done 20 years for marijuana possession and he gets out 20 years later and he finds that there are people in America making millions doing what he went to prison for 20
Yeah,
years.
that's right.
So it's a very fluid situation, but we're not speaking to it. We're using labels. If I ask an officer why certain policies in place are my entire police, if I ask a black or brown person, and I am a minority myself, obviously, but if I ask a minority person, why are you pushing that agenda? Well, then I'm racist. So
Mm.
we're using labels. We're not having conversations. And I submit to you, until we sit down and define the problem, I don't understand how we can even begin to speak to a solution for where we are.